Hello Gemini, it's Lisa, and here is your March 18th to 24th, 2024 general reading. This is a general reading. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, all my contact information is in the description box below this video. Okay, Gemini, so let's see what is in store for you this week. So the overall message for you, Gemini, is the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is about earning your success. Doing what you need to do in order to get there. The great thing about the Six of Swords is that you're leaving behind the rough water, you're moving into calmer waters, and some of the destination, the goals that you have are not that far off, so just keep going. But it is just doing what you need to do and learning what you need to learn in order to have all the things that you want to have. The challenge you have this week, Gemini, is doing that. It's the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is about just being in the now, focusing on the steps you need to take right now rather than looking out into the future. I always look at this card as climbing Mount Everest. And instead of looking at the summit of Everest and going, oh my God, it's so far up there. Like, how am I going to get there? So you kind of start feeling like, wow, I don't know, like overwhelmed that you can't achieve what you want to achieve. And then there's an element of, if you're paying attention to the summit, you're not paying attention to where you're walking. So you miss opportunities to walk easier, or you might, fall in a crevasse. So it's kind of like you need to focus on what you need to do right now in order to achieve that ultimate goal. And, like they say, the future will always be the future if you don't focus and do what you need to do right now in order to make it happen. So it just feels like there's an element where you're looking to the future rather than just focusing on the now, okay? And then what you need to focus on this week is your strength, that you have the strength to achieve what you want to achieve. You have the strength. It feels really kind of like standing tall, like you have the strength to own who you are, to be who you are. The strength card is a really interesting card because it's not just about like strength, like, yeah, willpower. It is about, nurturing yourself, nurturing others, kindness. Strength comes in so many different ways, right? So it's connecting to all of that this week and focusing on that in order to achieve your successes and not looking at the future. And you can move towards the future, but just don't, and say, this is where I want to go. But you don't just focus on that rather than just focusing on what you need to do right now. And then what you do not see coming, Gemini, we'll reveal in a minute. Okay, so just about earning your success this week. You just got to do the work, learn what you need to learn, and move forward. It really feels like there's stuff coming and you need to learn what you need to, you have to kind of focus and gather these lessons and what you need to learn in order to get all that success that you want to have. The Ace of Swords is about mental clarity and things coming clear. So it's kind of like the more you do this, the more you focus on this, the more things come clear. And it is kind of saying as you move forward, things are coming clear to you about certain situations. So, and they're also saying you're becoming more clear on who you are, mentally, who you are and how you think. And that leads you to a ton of success coming out of the blue. So when you least expect it, the success comes in. You're just focusing on taking the steps, building what you're building, and being the best version of yourself, and then in comes this success. And I think that's partially why they tell us not to look out in the future, because we will miss those things. If we're overlooking our path and we're like looking way up at the summit, if you're looking for the love of your life, they might come right in front of you and you're looking the opposite direction. So you're not going to see them, right? So if you're in the now and you meet the person, you're right there, you're present, and you're able to connect. So the challenge you have this week is doing that, is being in the now and not focusing on the future. Like, where is it going? How's it all going to come together? What's my life going to look like in the future? The Knight of Cups is someone you know brings you information that helps you focus on the now. So it feels like it's kind of like, you know, someone snapping their fingers in front of your face and going, focus, this is what we need to do right now. And yeah, they're definitely someone who you know, who brings you in this either information or helps you refocus on the now. And then the Queen of Swords is all about clear communication. Just make sure you're communicating very clear what it is that you want, what your part in certain things are. And then it's also about manifesting to the universe, being very clear what it is that you want in your life. Because there's this element where if you might be putting out the wrong thing, thinking you're, not being very clear about what it is you want, and then the universe provides it and you're like, that's not what I wanted. So it's about being very clear, not being afraid to manifest what it is that you truly want in your life. And then they're also saying that you need to use your voice. Okay, so the Strength card, all about all the different kinds of strengths you have and focusing on those strengths. What do you bring to the table? What are your strengths? So there's that with career. There's, if it's moving forward with health and fitness, it's what's your strength? Do you love walking? Do you love food? Your strength can be food. Okay, well, let me learn about new food and what's good for me and all of that kind of stuff. So you use it to enhance you rather than to hinder you. If it's relationships, like, I'm great at these things in a relationship, and really kind of connecting to those. And then there's also this element about strength where you're not allowing other people to overshadow you as well within moving forward. The best way to connect to your strength is through balance. The more balanced you are, the stronger you are. And then they're telling you that you have the Three of Wands, which is not looking backwards. Again, being in the now, focusing on being present in the now. And when I say present, it's what, you can be in the now and be at a dinner party or a concert, but you could be thinking about 50 other things that you should be doing or wishing you were doing. So you're not really present in the moment, present in conversations or really what's going on around you. So you have to be in the now and be present in the now. You can look back and reflect, but you have to come right back, right? No, as they say, don't stare. You can look to the future, look to the past, but just don't stare. And that's what this card is all about, just being in the now. So they've told you that a couple times because it's definitely going to be a challenge this week for you to do. Okay, so then what you do not see coming is a creative new beginning. So creative is, to spirit, it's really about a fulfilling new beginning, right? So there's this whole new way of being. This, for some of you, it might be you're doing exactly the same thing, but you're just doing it differently with a different attitude, right? Like instead of saying, okay, I'm going to look at the future and I'm focusing on the future, it's like, no, I'm going to move forward in my career or in my relationships or health and fitness, whichever area of your life, and I'm just going to be in the now. It changes everything. It's more fulfilling. You enjoy it. You don't have these expectations of certain things happening. You're just in the now and enjoying it, right? So everything changes about it. The Queen of Pentacles is about creating a flow, right? When you go into the Queen of Pentacles, you block this from happening. So it really is about, once you learn to create a flow with the universe through balance and with your strengths, everything starts to flow and you have this new beginning. And then the King of Cups is, you stop worrying about the things that you can't control and you start focusing on what you can control. The King of Cups for me is the Serenity Prayer. It is all about focusing on what you can do and letting go of what you can't control, right? So you can control your actions and your attitude, and that's it. You can't control what other people do. You can't control certain situations. You can only do what you can do. And that's all you have to do this week. So really interesting, Gemini. I think March is like the start of some really cool things to come in the next few months. So very, very interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you could like and share my videos, that really helps. Have a fabulous week, and I'll talk to you soon.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Namaste, you bass.